The first time I saw her was in the orbital cafeteria of Virex Station 7, sitting 2 tables away, pretending to stir a cup of synth chai while watching me with those pale violet eyes. I didn't think much of it. Station life was boring and sometimes people stared to pass the time. But then I saw her again. And again. For 7 days. Same look. Same cup. Same seat. I wasn't paranoid, but after the 3rd encounter, it felt deliberate. She wasn't registered in any of the public logs either. Check. By the 8th day, curiosity got the better of me. I walked over and said, "Either you're the quiet type or I've got a piece of spinach on my face that's been bothering you for a week." She smiled, small, sharp, not quite human. "No spinach," she said. Her accent was smooth, almost learned, like she'd studied how humans talk through old vids. "I simply find it curious. The way you look away every time our eyes meet." "Well," I shrugged, "you're hard to look at." Her head tilted slightly. "Because I am different." "No," I replied, sitting down without invitation. "Because you're stunning. And I'm not entirely sure you're real." She laughed. Soft, musical, echoing in a way the station's recycled air shouldn't have allowed. "Then perhaps I should introduce myself. I am Nyrelia, daughter of the 6th constellation, highborn of the Vantarii Accord." Blinked. "Is that supposed to mean something?" She leaned in. "To most in this galaxy, it would. Toot secrets among stars. Nyrelia wasn't just alien. She was royalty, from a solar empire I'd only heard of in scraps from exohistory classes and fringe astropolitical headlines. The Vantarii were isolationists. Mysterious. Xenophobic even, according to the more aggressive commentators. So what was a Vantarii princess doing on a half-forgotten mining outpost orbiting an old blue dwarf in a backwater system? "Observation," she answered when I asked her directly. "And perhaps deviation." From what she didn't say. But after that day we talked more. Days turned to weeks. She'd sit beside me in the mess hall, walk with me through the artificial gardens on Deck 3, listen as I ranted about the maintenance schedules or the broken NV drives I worked on. But even with all the conversations, I never stopped wondering what she really wanted. 'Cause she kept looking at me, like I was a puzzle she was trying to solve. One night, as the station rotated and brought the glimmer of distant stars into view through the observation deck, I asked, "Why me?" She stood beside me, arms folded, her shimmering silver gown reflecting the starlight. "You are unpredictable. Is that a good thing?" "That is a rare thing." Her expression softened, eyes glinting with emotion I couldn't quite place. That was the first time I felt it, an undercurrent of something bigger. Like her presence was just the start of a storm. 3. Revelation. It was 37 days into her appearance on the station when the alarms rang. Unscheduled jump signatures. 6 of them. Massive. Vantarii warships. "Identify yourselves," the station commander shouted over comms, his voice trembling as we watched the screens light up with the incoming ships. A smooth voice replied, "This is Admiral Churuk of the Vantarii Conquest Fleet. You are harboring a fugitive of the crown. Surrender Princess Nyrelia immediately." I turned toward her. She was already standing still, too calm, as though expecting this. "What did you do?" I asked. She looked at me. Not coldly. Not with anger. But with a quiet grief. "I ran." The station went into lockdown. Defense protocols powered up. But everyone knew we wouldn't survive a direct assault. We were a mining and research hub, not a fortress. "I cannot go back," she said simply as the others scrambled. I grabbed her wrist. "Why? What happens if you do?" He paused. My family wishes to use me as a tool to solidify control of the outer sectors. Through marriage. Through subjugation. Through lies cloaked in diplomacy. You could have hidden anywhere. I wanted to understand what I was saving myself from. To see your kind. To know if the stories of your chaos, your creativity, your spirit were true. That's when I realized. I wasn't just a curiosity. I was the proof she needed. For Exodus. We had hours. Maybe less. The fleet wasn't moving in yet. They were giving the station time to comply. A warning. But once that expired, they'd level everything. Nyrelia turned to me and said, "There is a way off station. But I cannot do it alone. You want me to help you escape?" She nodded. "To where?" "Somewhere they cannot follow. An ancient relay hidden in the rings of Phoros Prime. My people have forgotten it. But I haven't. The relay was a myth, a piece of old tech lost during the collapse of the Second Expansion era. Nobody had used it in centuries. But if it was real, it could jump us out of range of even Vantarii detection." Decide. "You know I'm just a mechanic, right?" She gave me a look, almost amused. "You're more than that. Watch. You fix what others discard. You understand machines as if they speak to you." That was how I found myself in a stolen station shuttle, weaving through asteroid debris while the Vantarii fleet threatened annihilation behind us. She wasn't afraid. Focused. Determined. And me. I should have been terrified. Instead, I felt alive. Vive the relay. Phoros Prime was a dead world, its rings thick with debris and forgotten satellites. Buried beneath it all was a structure that pulsed faintly when we neared it, a signal long dormant, awakened by her presence. Nyrelia stepped toward it and sang. Not a song of melody, but of resonance. Tones that made the air vibrate, that seemed to reach into the machinery and stir it from slumber. The relay opened. Light rippled. Bass bent. "What now?" gasped. She turned to me. "You can return if you wish. The Vantarii won't pursue you. Not after this. What about you?" She looked away. "I will disappear. Forge a new path. A different kind of royalty, born not from conquest, but choice." I swallowed. Hard. "I'm not going back." Her eyes widened. "You would give up your world." "I never really belonged to it," I said. "Maybe I've been waiting for something. Someone to give me a reason to leave." She stepped closer. "No courtship," she warned. "No fairy tales. My life will be hunted, dangerous." "I've already fallen," I said. "Whatever this is, wherever you're going, I'm in." She looked at me then, truly looked, and for the first time I saw her not as alien, not as royalty, but as real. Vulnerable. Strong. She smiled. "Then come, human. Let us rewrite the stars." 6. Epilogue. The new constellation. 3 years later we're still running. The Vantarii declared her dead to save face. But bounty hunters whisper of the ghost star. A rogue ship with tech beyond comprehension, piloted by a being of impossible beauty and her human companion. We interfere now. Quietly. Stations oppressed by distant empires find themselves suddenly armed with forbidden blueprints. Rebellions rise where there was once silence. We are myth. A story told between the cracks of reality. And sometimes when we're alone among the stars, she still watches me. Ask her why. She answers every time. To remember why I left everything behind. And I smile. 'Cause so did I.